This video is sponsored by KEH Camera, and if you're interested in any of the lenses I'm talking about today, the links will be in the description. Hey everyone, my name is Ben Chaish, and today we are going to be talking all about adapting lenses onto different platforms from, ancient lenses from the 50s all the way up to lenses that just came out this year. There are just so many cool things that can be done because of the physical nature of all of these new mirrorless bodies. So whether you are using some of the new mirrorless stuff from Canon, Nikon, Sony, Leica, Fujifilm, Panasonic, whatever the case may be, there are a ton of really cool options that you can go about adapting lenses onto. So we're gonna jump into some of my favorite vintage lenses as well as some of just my favorite lenses overall and show how they can be adapted onto other platforms and how well they perform on those. So the thing about the new mirrorless cameras, and part of the reason why this kind of works, is that the distance between the lens mount and the sensor on all of these is just far closer. The big thing about that is because you just don't have all of this whole pentaprism mechanism and the whole SLR thing where you have a mirror and all this stuff that is creating extra room between the lens mount and the sensor, or in this case, this is a digital sensor, but they're modeled off of, the old film cameras as well. So the cool thing being that you can take something like this 60 megapixel Sony Alpha 7R4 and adapt a 50 millimeter Summilux to it. Not only do you get then that kind of Leica look and stuff, but then you're basically able to get that 60 megapixel kind of platform on a body that costs significantly less than the new Leica M11. Now, I don't have any data to even support this, but there's definitely rumors that Leica took the sensor from the A7R4 and put that into the new M11. They both are 60 megapixels and obviously share some things. And since Leica doesn't make their own sensors, there's a lot of other differences, but there might be a way to be getting that same sensor in a, different body that has a bunch of other use cases as well. And then you can even take something like this Fujifilm X-E4 and, slap one of these kind of lenses on it. A 28 mil 5.6 on a crop sensor isn't gonna be the coolest look in the world, but that being said, just being able to use this particular camera and all that kind of stuff is a pretty sweet thing, especially if you have access to some lenses like this. There are also a lot of other lenses that on a Leica rangefinder camera are just super difficult to focus, like the TT Artisan 50 0.95, or just even the regular Leica Noctilux, as well as the 90 millimeter 1.25 from TT Artisan, and all of the Summilux and Noctilux lenses. And also using something like this Zeiss 15 millimeter f2.8, which you're definitely not going to be able to get anything accurate outside of, those little viewfinders. Being able to easily adapt a, Leica M-mount lens onto an SL2 body with this just incredible viewfinder is something that I feel like allows you to get a lot more use out of some, I guess, more difficult lenses that aren't as natural to the Leica rangefinder system. And then something, if you followed the channel at all, one of the things that I've been really loving doing in the last calendar year is adapting full frame lenses onto a 44 by 33 medium format sensor. I've spent a ton of time using this 90 mil as well as the 50 mil, and I've done a lot of tests on other lenses, and being able to do that on a medium format sensor really can give you a crazy unique look. And it's definitely just something that you aren't really gonna get any other way.
Just a shadow on my own, listening to albums no one knows. You were in the valley far from home.
are definitely other lenses that you can adapt onto a Canon EF system. I'm pretty sure I bought this adapter at about the same time that I had the original 5D, which is, you know, this camera right here. If you've ever watched any of my videos, all of the macro style stuff that I've been filming on my Canon R6 and before my EOS R are all done on this. So for example, I could take this same lens, stick this on this other adapter, and then adapt it over to the Fujifilm X system. And so then you're getting a 55mm, which is, you know, something in the range of 85 or so. And last time I checked, these lenses were well under $100 on KEH. So a very, very inexpensive way of getting a really, really cool look with something like a macro lens. And speaking of KEH, they are legitimately the first place I go anytime that I'm looking for a new lens or a new camera or anything like that. Like I've said on the channel before, I actually haven't purchased a brand new camera since I think the 5D Mark II came out. It's even the place that I bought my Leica M2 from. Over the years, I've bought countless point and shoots, lenses for the Leica system, for the Canon system. I've bought multiple film cameras, multiple medium format film cameras. So if you're considering adding a new camera or lens to maybe adapt onto something, check out the link down below. They have an absolutely massive inventory of both digital and film cameras, lenses, tripods, adapters, lighting, and more at up to 40% below retail. KEH also has a very conservative grading system. I've actually bought multiple bargain level cameras, including my Leica M2, which obviously I used for years and loved that camera. Buying camera gear online from some other places and through other means can also be a little bit scary with just all the functionality that can go with cameras, especially film cameras. But KEH looks over everything and has a 180-day warranty, as well as a 21-day return policy. So I'll obviously link everything here from the KEH site, as well as some of the things that I just think are great values due to the fact that they are, you know, significantly less than buying new. So thanks again to KEH for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel. So one of the things you can do is obviously take something like these Leica M mount lenses, adapt them to a crop sensor, onto a full frame sensor, and onto a medium format sensor, and get all different looks throughout that. And so if you like the look of a particular lens, or maybe it has some nostalgia for you or whatever, don't discount all of these really, really amazing lenses that you can adapt across multiple different systems to get some really, really unique looks that you probably wouldn't be able to get otherwise. And there's just something about using vintage and manual lenses, even if it's on a, modern mirrorless body, that gives you a little bit more of a connection to, the image making process. And sometimes just those little bits of inspiration can lead to more creativity, more of you wanting to get out there and photograph things, and usually that results in better images. So jump into the description, you can find links to a bunch of these different lenses and cameras, especially a shout out to KEH for sponsoring this video again. Give this video a like and a thumbs up if you are someone that enjoys adapting lenses onto different platforms. Subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you all on the next one.